This conference will now be recorded.
Well, good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started this morning. We've got some folks that I suspect will be joining us shortly here. And Ashley, it's good to have you online, and we're looking forward to your report this morning. Uh, I do want to let you know this call is being recorded, as you heard, and will be posted later on today on the Chamber's website. In addition, the media typically monitors this call, so what is said is often uh, printed or in the media in some way, shape, or form. So we welcome our media partners as well. It's my pleasure to introduce a young woman I've had the pleasure of working with for several years now in her capacity with the uh, with the Nacogdoches Conventions and Visitors Bureau. In addition, or Visit Nacogdoches. She is creative. She's someone that really motivates and is exciting to be around. And we couldn't have somebody any better in that capacity as director of our Visit Nacogdoches campaign. And we've invited Ashley to kind of give us a sense of what the holiday season looks like looking ahead and any other information she'd like to share. So, good morning, Ashley Morgan.
Good morning. I made it in just by the skin of my teeth. I was at another meeting and we have a wonderful parking problem downtown because everyone is here. And so there's nowhere to park anymore, but it's a great problem to have. I wouldn't trade it for anything. As you all have seen, there's a lot of things happening in the downtown area. And while downtown isn't necessarily my expertise, I think it's a good indicator of all of the movement and all the exciting things happening in Nacogdoches. We just had that fabulous downtown conference, which brought 250 people from all over Texas to our city, and they had nothing but compliments about everything that we're doing here, and it was really validating, and it was just a great time to have those people here and tell us you're doing a good job. And so we're excited to continue those efforts. That we have the murals happening downtown, and we're so excited about those beautification efforts. And those are all community funded. So we're really grateful for that investment in our downtown, as well as the 2 new restaurants that we have and several other retail projects underway. But enough about downtown. That's, like I said, that's not my expertise. Today, I'm going to be talking about all things holiday in Nacogdoches. So something that I've felt since I moved to Nacogdoches in 2010 is that Nacogdoches has the potential to be a Christmas destination. We look like the scene from a Hallmark movie. Our buildings are beautiful. The people here are warm and friendly and Southern and hospitable. And so I really could see us being a destination for international travelers, national travelers, and I think that we really embody the heart of Christmas. And so I'm excited in this new role to kind of build on that as much as possible and support anything that I can. So I've been encouraging everyone to do something for the holidays, whether it's as simple as decorating your storefront or throwing a Christmas party that the public is invited to in your stores. And there's a few things like that going on. So I'm looking right now at visitnacogdoches.org/9flags. I'll put that in the chat box. I want that to be your resource for the holiday season. We are putting everything there that we feel is an event that a visitor would enjoy, but also a local. We want these events to be welcome to anyone from anywhere. Just a little side note, in the past few weeks, we've been keeping track of well, we've always kept track of visitors that come in the visitor center, but we've started writing down the names of countries of people when they come in that aren't from the United States. And we've had people from New Zealand, which to me is probably the furthest you could possibly travel to get to Nacogdoches. And it's just amazing. I'm like, how did you find us? And they say, well, I saw an article that said Nacogdoches was one of the top 10 most charming towns in Texas. And they're really interested in our history. And so we have so much going for us. If we just continue to build upon it, we're going to have success. So going back to our Christmas events, and I'm so sorry for talking fast. Like Wayne, I'm not originally from here. I'm from California. Don't hate me. I got here before it was cool, but I do still talk very quickly. Okay, so This weekend, we've already have some Christmas events under our belt, but this weekend will be Holiday in the Pines, which is hosted by the Nacogdoches Junior Forum. I've heard that their One Hip Night on Thursday is sold out, but you can still attend the regular part of their shopping at the Expo Center this weekend. Let's see, the day after Thanksgiving, the Loblolly model train display will open at the Railroad Depot. They just had their sneak peek this past weekend, and I went, and it was amazing. So I'm really excited for you all to experience that if you haven't already. It's always a big hit with the kiddos. On November 25th will be Wassail Fest. So if you haven't heard of this before, it's when all of the downtown businesses participate in a contest to see who has the best wassail. And at the same time, they host shopping events and sidewalk sales and deals, so you can get that last minute shopping in. And that's actually on Small Business Saturday. And so it's a really great day to shop local after you go through the whole mess of Black Friday, kind of hone back in on the local stores that make our community what it is. And we'll also have food trucks on that square that day. It'll be a special edition of Knack Snack Friday. So we highly recommend you come downtown that day and see all the fabulous Christmas decorations. And on that note, the Nacogdoches Convention and Visitors Bureau was really excited to team up with Nacogdoches Main Street this year on completely overhauling the Christmas lights downtown. So all of the trees are going to be rewrapped. There's going to be beautiful red bows, and we're just so excited. It's going to get a really nice facelift. It's an incremental approach. We'd eventually like to have decorations on every surface possible in a classic way, of course, but we can't afford that in 1 year, but we're working towards that, and I'm excited about this partnership with Main Street. Moving on to December 2nd, so it's going to start with a winter workshop on the square, and if you hear that and you don't know what that means, it's just around the Visitor Center, 200 East Main Street. We often utilize the parking spaces around our building as a vendor space or a food truck space. And so the Nacogdoches Arts Collaborative is going to have a winter workshop, and this is kind of focused towards children. They'll be making handcrafted ornaments and wreaths and all sorts of Christmas decorations, and it's a lot of fun to get in the holiday spirit. And that's kind of a precursor to the wonderful Lighted Christmas Parade hosted by the United Way. And we have Carolyn on the call. I know she's really excited, and she's working with Maury Littleton as usual. And they have some really big plans, because if you haven't heard already, there is a change in the Christmas parade route this year. And that's due to some construction on Park Street and Mound Street in that area. There's going to, where they typically do staging. So the parade is changing, and the premier focal point will be Festival Park, which is in downtown Nacogdoches. It's where we've had our full moon concerts and where the bluegrass concert is. And the Nacogdoches Convention Visitors Bureau is going to sponsor the Elise Road Band out of San Antonio, and they're going to be singing holiday music, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to have vendors, and the judging for the parade will be there, so everyone will be in on the action. So we're really excited about that, and we want to push that message out that this year you should go to Festival Park rather than the typical spots that you would normally pick to watch the parade, or at least close to the park, because you want to be able to get there quickly as soon as the parade ends when all the fun starts. And yeah, so, oh, sorry, just to add on to that. So the live music will start as soon as the parade ends at about 8 o'clock, I believe. Does that sound right, Carolyn? Yeah, as soon as the parade ends. And then the next weekend, the fun doesn't end. It will be the Christmas Tour of Homes. And I've heard that this year the SFA President's Home is on the tour again. And that was a really big hit before. This is a fundraiser for the Friends of Historic Knack. And I'm just really excited about this event, because you get a sneak peek into homes that you never would get to see otherwise. So we're really grateful to the generous hosts that open their homes up to see fabulous Christmas decorations and, you know, really beautiful architecture in these old homes that people love in Nacogdoches. And also that day is the Millard's Crossing Old Fashioned Christmas. If you haven't been to this event before, it's truly wonderful. Miller's Crossing is such a gem in our community, and I think a lot of people kind of overlook it or forget about it because it's on the north end of town, pretty far from downtown, but it's so worth the drive down North Street. It's several old restored structures, and it's funded mostly by these events that they have. They have 3 to 4 Hallmark events every year, and that's where they get the majority of their operational funding. They do get some additional funding from the Bright Foundation, which allows them to keep the buildings up to shape. They are constantly falling apart just due to age and weather, but these events are so important and so vital to the village staying open and putting in new things. If you haven't heard, they just recently put in an old cotton gin, and we'll be able to do live demonstrations with the cotton gin. And so they do all sorts of things like that. They make jelly, they make bread, they make butter, and fix all sorts of things. And I could go on and on about it forever. I'm on the board there, so I really care about it. But their old-fashioned Christmas truly takes you back to the old times with simpler days, and gives you a glimpse at how they celebrated Christmas in the 19th century and even earlier than that. And it's very, very cheap to go. I think admission's maybe $10 for adults. They have a petting zoo, crafts. There's going to be performances from the Lamplight Theater. Yeah, like I said, I could go on and on forever. But if you just look at their Facebook page and you can read all about it. It's hosted by Grace Handler, who we all know and love for hosting the Texas Blueberry Festival along with the Chamber of Commerce. And so she knows what she's doing. And so I highly recommend you all go check that out. So we are expecting a lot of people to come in this year to visit all of these wonderful events and things happening in town. It's my honor to be able to promote them and tell everyone about them. Nacogdoches is just such a wonderful, charming place, and we really have a gift here. And so just remember to tell all your friends and family about it, whether they live near or far, and have them come visit you, come visit Nacogdoches. And if they need help planning their stay, send them to the Nacogdoches Convention Visitors Bureau, and we can tell them all about the best places to stay and eat while they're here. And with that, I'll open it up for any questions.
Ashley, first of all, I want to congratulate you. I had the opportunity, thanks to you and Tori, to participate in that convention last week and to make a presentation to that group. The question I have is a convention the size of 250 our sweet spot, pretty much
Yeah.
in terms of capacity issues with hotels and accommodations for these folks? Is that our sweet spot?
Absolutely. So that was one thing that we heard from these Texas downtowners. They're all in similar positions that myself and Tori are in. And we attend these kinds of conventions just as I'm sure you do with the Chamber of Commerce. And these event planners really try to find places that are all in one. So a full service hotel where people can stay there, eat there, do their business there, drink there at night, and then go to bed without having to use their car and Uber and things like that. They really prefer that. We only have one hotel in Nacogdoches that can do that, and that's the Fredonia Hotel. And it's absolutely fabulous, but it does have a capacity issue, and that's just the nature of it being an older building in the center of downtown that's been developed all around it. But it has 109 rooms, which you can guess limits us the amount of guests that can stay there. We did have some spillover at our hotels on South Street, like the Hampton Inn and First Choice, not First Choice, Comfort, sorry, and things like that. But of course, they prefer to stay on site close to the action. And so we really did have that perfect sweet spot with the downtown conference. And that really gave us some good feedback in our sales and marketing pitches to go after groups of that size. We don't need to be going after mega conventions, for like Samsung and Amazon and things like that, because they're always going to need something that we just don't have. I mean, maybe we'll get there, but we also don't want to lose our charm. We do have the Expo Center, and they can host quite a bit more people, but there aren't any full service catering and hotel options immediately next to the expo center. So that's something that we can work towards, and possibly work towards another full service convention center. The Fredonia Hotel is very flexible in what they can offer. They're able to host conventions, but also weddings and small parties and things like that. And they stay booked. I'm sure if you ask anyone on that staff, there isn't a weekend that isn't booked in some way, somehow. So yeah, like you said, Wayne, it was the perfect sweet spot, and we're absolutely going to be chasing more conventions of that size because it had just the amount of economic impact that really, they shopped while they were here. I heard from one of the downtown businesses that he felt that all 250 members of that downtown conference came and shopped in his store. And I really hope he's right, but that's just amazing to me. So yes, we would love more of that.
Great. Dr. Smith, you had a question, sir?
Sure. Ashley, thank you so much. That was a wealth of information, very, very helpful and exciting. You are connected, or how well connected are you with our Marianne Rojas and Carrie, our Center for Applied Research and Rural Innovation? I was just thinking as you were talking about tourism, we have one of our professors, Dr. Gina Fay Cousin, and that's part of her. So, okay, I see you shaking your head. So I just wanted to make sure that they're well connected with you and all the wonderful things that you're doing.
We are. Thank you so much for pointing that out. We actually have an intern right now through the CARRY program, and so we're really grateful for that because that intern is funded for us and is helping us out. And we have a close relationship with the entire hospitality staff at SFA. Dr. Shay Reynolds is actually our board chair, and Dr. Cousin invited us last year to speak on a tourism panel for rural tourism. So we have a close relationship there as well. So yeah, I thank you for mentioning that. Our ties with SFA are so important, and every year we get interns out of the hospitality program, and one of them is even one of our employees now. So we're just so grateful for that relationship.
Thank you.
That's great. Any other questions of Ashley? But if not, Ashley, again, congratulations to you and your colleagues, your staff colleagues, for the great work you guys are doing on behalf of Nacogdoches. And you're a great partner with the chamber, I'll tell you that. And I used to jokingly say to your predecessor that she and I could travel together and save, we go to so many meetings together. But you're doing great work down there. And the only other question I have is, I have heard that many of the CVBs now are actively pursuing family reunions. That's getting to be a big deal. Is that something we're pursuing here?
You know, not directly. I mean, if someone were to contact us and say, I'm having a family reunion, we would help them every step of the way. But no, we haven't actively sought that out, and that's definitely a good idea. My only concern there is a lot of them would probably want to, do kind of like a camping thing. And we do have quite a few of those kinds of venues on the outskirts of Nacogdoches. But that's a good question, and that's a good source of inspiration for us, because I'm not quite sure how that would work out for us, but it's worth it. It's worth looking into.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you very much. And thanks again, Ashley. Any other questions of Ashley? If not, Dr. Lorenzo, would you like to give us an update on what's going on with SFA? Your phone's on mute, sir.
Sorry about that. So we just, had our showcase Saturday, and we have several of these throughout the year, and these are just great opportunities for us to showcase our campus, attract students who are kind of on the fence and they're considering SFA and other universities. We continue to do a really, really good job with that. So that's something that our faculty, our staff, administrators are very much invested in, and we continue to see great results with that. I want to let you know also that our faculty continue to work with our staff in providing our students our study abroad experiences. And those are some of the things that oftentimes when people think about going to universities, sending their kids to a university, they think of the on-campus activities. But at SFA, and it's nothing unique, but we are certainly scaling up, and that is opportunities for the students to go to Costa Rica, to France, to Greece, to Germany, the Netherlands, and so on. And we've done a lot of that last year. We continue to grow, and the faculty are working very hard now with our international office to making plans for next summer. So I just want to point out that, and this really is just kind of a kudos to our staff and faculty who are working so hard and giving those students those opportunities. We are bringing in finally our new dean for research and graduate studies, Dr. Forrest Lane from Sam Houston. He's coming from Sam Houston, and he will be joining us in the middle of January. We're very, very excited about him really taking the lead for our Office of Research and Graduate Studies. One of our areas of focus for the campus is to grow our research and scholarly activity footprint. And Dr. Lane is going to be front and center in that trajectory toward a greater footprint in the area of research and scholarly activity. I will just finally say that the construction continues on campus. I mean, of course, we finished our wonderful, through the Mickey Elliott College of Fine Arts, all the construction associated with that college, but we now have the forestry building that's going to be coming up. And then finally we got good news about our Miller Science Building, and our Kennedy Auditorium will be coming down. So we got a good source of support for that. And so I'm just pointing out that there's going to be a lot of exciting construction going on this campus. It's all good news, and it's all for the benefit for our students. So we're very, very excited about that.
That's fantastic. And my understanding is you had massive numbers for Showcase this past weekend. Actually, I know Kelly went there, and she reported back there were really big numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
no, absolutely. And that's what's so exciting. We're seeing this growth, in particular the freshman wave. I think I mentioned this last time, that the growth in the first-time freshmen is up. And that is really giving this campus a lot of optimism with respect to our enrollment growth. And what we saw this past weekend is just an example of it. So we continue to look forward to the future, and we're very optimistic on campus here.
It's very exciting. And when you run into the various department heads, and the first thing they say is, we're getting ready to break ground on our new building or this new project, it's evidence that SFA is really on the move. It's wonderful news for us. So congratulations to you and your colleagues, Dr. Smith. Speaking of SFA, how about Sawmill 6? Anything going on with Gary Lee Ashcraft?
Yes, sir. Axum. One of the things I want to point out is that last evening the Jacks beat Northwestern State University 96-70. It was a pretty good game, a nice win. They go to Cayman Islands November 19th. Nobody invited me. It wouldn't matter anyway. And then they return November 29th, and they will be playing Tarleton State University. So everybody needs to come out and support the Lumberjacks. Our fan base has been increasing and increasing. It's looking very, very, very good. For Sawmill 6-man, we are doing very well. I think I've reported on this before, but we're just on the heels of our first year, and during the year we were able to raise about $55,000 and pay out about $50,000 to the guys, and what that translates to is about $200 a month. And they are just very grateful for any of that kind of thing to happen for them. And we're hopeful now that every athlete on the campus will have that opportunity, as the Sawmill Collective will be launching soon. I'm not so certain that it's up just yet. And the Sawmill Collective is run by the athletic department. We do our bit to partner with the collective and help where we can. And that will give every fan the opportunity to support whichever one of the athletic programs they want to support, like baseball or volleyball or bowling or whatever. So there'll be more on that just real soon, I suppose. I imagine that Ryan Ivey and his team will break that loose real soon. Dr. Smith, if you know something about that I don't, please jump in, because I am not the most informed person, as Caroline Garner will tell you from time to time. But that's about it, Wayne. I can't think of anything else. I will say that You need to get to know the players. We tried to have them out since all year this year. We're in season now, so they're pretty focused on what they're doing. Athletes, they work really hard. All of them do in all the programs, and they don't have a lot of time. It just thrills me that we're going to be able to give them a little extra money so they can have a little spending money. To some of them paid to our guys pay to have their families come and see them. They can't afford it, and they have them come over to see them play, things like that. So, anybody have any questions of me that are easy? If they're complicated, I'm not going to be able to handle it. All right, Wayne, that's my report.
No
That's all I've got
questions,
on this
Gary.
event.
Gary, first of all, thanks for that report. I have no questions, but it appears we got just a winning tradition over there. The basketball teams, men's and women's, are off to a tremendous start. It appears that the women's volleyball team has been doing great, and there's just
They
so many
won the
good
WAC.
things happening on that.
They are kick butt. I love those guys. And if you haven't been to a volleyball game, please go to one. I don't know when they come home or anything, but they are really cool. The girls are coming along. The Lady Jacks are I think they're home Thursday night.
Yeah, well, that's
Evening.
great. Thank you, Gary Lee. I appreciate that. Cassandra Stokes asked me from the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center, to share the following message. She says the SBDC is excited to be selected as the 2023 Small Business Saturday Neighborhood Champion, along with many others in the community. We'd love to have you join the SBDC in celebrating small businesses during the fall season and all year round. Our official Small Business Saturday will be November 25th, which is this weekend, I believe, or next weekend, the weekend after Thanksgiving, and is a wonderful way to support small businesses in and around Nacogdoches. There are many ways to do it. For example, do you or your business know that you can accept American Express credit cards for payment? If so, the SBDC would like to drop off free marketing materials for you to use in the upcoming weeks. They also have a Shop Small window decals available as well. In addition to promoting your own business, you can show love for your favorite places and spread the word about Small Business Saturday plans and share on social media where you'll be shopping the next few days. Also, check the Shop Small Resource Hub, sponsored by Amex American Express, for hassle-free marketing materials for social media. And the chamber has that available. I'll post it in the chat column for anybody who's interested. And when posting on social media, use hashtag #ShopSmall to help rally shoppers. November is the month of Thanksgiving, and it's time to celebrate our small businesses here in Nacogdoches. And I thank Cassandra for sending that, and I'll post that link for materials in just a moment here. I am delighted to see, we've mentioned her name several times, my board member, my treasurer, and the president and CEO of the United Way. Good morning, Caroline Gartner.
Good morning, my CEO, Wayne Mitchell, for another month or two, and thank you for that nice lead-in. Good to see you again, and all of you. And Ashley already gave a great report on our joint event upcoming the big first Saturday in December, that Christmas parade. We're very excited about that, the new dimension to it, literally, as it goes down the hill around that festival park. It's fantastic feature to the parade this year, and we're so grateful for the partnership with Ashley and the Visitor Center, bringing in that music act and just working with us as we expand the parade experience for everybody this year. It's going to be awesome. Weather's going to be perfect. We just know it. And we got a lot of entries coming in. And the theme, I don't think, Ashley, and that's the theme. It's Christmas around the world. You may have heard that. So I just can't wait to see the variations on that theme. And also our, I think her name was mentioned, or that might have been in our chamber board meeting this morning, but Miss Betty Shin, who we all know and love, is our Grand Marshal this year. So that's going to create a lot of hoopla and stir too. Very excited about that. But before that event, excuse me, I'm getting over something. I sound like an adolescent teen here. It's very awkward. Teen male, I should say. Before that, wonderful Christmas parade event on December 2nd. We do have on Thanksgiving morning our 14th, oh wow, 14th annual turkey trot, Thanksgiving morning at Pecan Park. I've been talking that up for the last couple months. It's not too late to register. We have a really fun, cool shirt design that honors the 100th anniversary of Stephen F. Austin State University. Yes, that did go through SFA branding clearance. The turkey's going to be running right past the Austin building on the t-shirt, which is really cool. This is a Pilgrim-sponsored event. It was founded, of course, by Pilgrims. We usually get about 300 or so out there. It starts at 8 in the morning at Pecan Park with a free of charge kids K sponsored by the JC, so the kids can come out and just run that 1K around Pecan Park. It's so cute. And then following that at 8:30 is our 5K, which is for walkers and runners. It's a great activity for family and friends. People look forward to doing that with their families when they're in from out of town. It is dog friendly also. We even have a prize for the first place canine. Anyway, so you can look that up. Information about the parade and turkey trot can be found at our United Way website, unitedwaynac.org. In addition to how you can support your United Way in 2024 by making a donation now online or by check or in person, I'll come pick it up. Or we take pledges. We do have the Rexberry Autoplex car. Will be given away on Tuesday, December 11th. Just Tuesday, December 11th. I just want to check that date. December 12th. I knew that wasn't quite right. December 12th. Rexberry Autoplex has donated a car again this year for one lucky United Way donor. So there's more information about that at our website too. There's plenty of time yet to get in on that drawing, and at the same time help support one of our 19 wonderful United Way partner agencies that we are pledging to in 2024. That's all for my report, Wayne. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Caroline. Any questions, Caroline? First of all, we appreciate you're such a trooper with that voice. I know that it hurts to speak, and yeah, this is twice today that we've forced you to make a presentation, but we appreciate that. Any questions just to abuse her further of Caroline? If not, anybody else have anything to the good of the order before I give the chamber report? Well, first of all, we do have a few things going on this week at the chamber. We'll have at 11:30 this morning, the business development series will have a program on the historically underutilized businesses, or hub, and that'll be at the rec center. And Sherry, do you have anything to add on that? Any information beyond the fact that our partners with Nedco and everybody will be there this morning at 11:30?
We'll be there from about 11:30 to 1, and we'll be recording it live, so it will be on our YouTube also. There will be a food truck out in the parking lot. If you'd like to go grab some lunch, you can bring a bag lunch, whatever you like. See you at 11:30.
So fantastic, and again, that's 11:30, and that's coming right up. It'll be a great program, and I hope you'll take time to join it. I do want to let you know there are other things going on. We'll have a Live After 5. If you haven't been to one of those are fabulous programs. We have incredible door prizes, and that'll be this Thursday at 5:30 to 7 at Fredonia Hotel, and it'll be sponsored by the Elite Medical Home Care and the Piney Woods Home Health Care folks. And that again will be this Thursday, November 16th at 5:30. Some great door prizes and great treats and beverages to enjoy. Chamber will be closed for holiday season on the 23rd and 24th. Small Business Saturday again is on the 25th. And the next conference call will be on November 28th at 10 a.m. And in December, on December 7th, on Pearl Harbor Day, we'll have two events going on. One will be Mayor Randy Johnson will be speaking at Eggs and Issues at 7:30 in the morning, talking about, I suspect, the recent bond issue and his vision for Nacogdoches and how we move forward. And lastly, we'll have an Live After 5 in December, hosted by our friends at NACSpace, and that's usually a fun event. I suspect Santa will make another appearance. And for those of you that have been good little girls and boys, it's a good chance to get your list to Santa. Gary, I wouldn't even bother. I've seen where you are on the naughty list, and you're definitely not getting anything this year. So there you go. But all kidding aside, I want to thank everybody for participating on the call today. It was a light turnout today, but I'd take these 11 people anytime. You're a quality group, and I appreciate everything you're doing. Ashley, thank you for that update. We love what you're doing at Visit Nacogdoches, and get some rest after this holiday season's over for you and your colleagues on the staff. So with that, unless there's anything else, we will declare this meeting concluded. Thank you, folks.